Vance have the edge because of his experience going into this debate on Tuesday?
He's certainly going in knowing that he can command the stage in the ways that, answering the questions succinctly. And he has a lot of material to go on. I think if he can do it in a way that isn't inflammatory, it'll really, hit really well with Republican voters, but also some people who are, still undecided. I think if he can point to the immigration issues and talk about it in a way, that in order to be the land of hope and opportunity, we need to have law and order. Talking about it in ways that aren't inflammatory to counteract some of the stuff that former President Trump is doing out there on the campaign trail. That would be, I think, the best move here, coming at it from fact-based, which I think Vance does. He usually does come at it from a, kind of scholar level. So I think that'll be an advantage for him for sure.
Yeah, and how does Walz use things against him? For example, he's had some controversial comments in the past about former President Trump. Said he failed to deliver, talking about the Haitians eating cats, and pets in Ohio that has been proven, officials say, is unfounded, and has had some awkward moments in the campaign. What does Walz do about that?
Well, Walz, and as Maddie just pointed out, Walz is really good about being relatable. Being the kind of like a fun uncle that you're, talking to, in every man. So he's going to be able to talk to people in the debate, and talking about ways that he is there for the people. He can be relatable, understandable, and point out some of those very, controversial conspiracy theories that Walz has pushed and then doubled down on. That's not the kind of rhetoric or, in the question of trust. Can we trust what Vance is telling us? And Walz can hit at that and chip away at that armor. That'll be an effective strategy. Again, being more relatable, but then also pointing out these conspiracy issues. That's where he'll do well.
But then Walz has, he's got some of his own issues. He's kind of misrepresented some of his military service. The campaign says he's misspoke, and he's got to defend the Biden-Harris record.
Absolutely, and he needs a better answer than the one he gave during that first debate with that first interview between. With Kamala Harris, then on the military question, he needs a better answer for that. And I'd be surprised if that wasn't brought up. And again, it goes back to that level of trust. Can we trust what they're saying now versus what the policies and positions they've held in the past? That's going to be a big point of this debate.
Daily Beast, by the way, has what a headline they have at the Daily Beast. Bad debater Tim Walz is terrified he's going to let Kamala Harris down at VP debate, says he's constantly freaking out. Is that pre-debate spin to try and tamp down expectations, or, is he actually worried and nervous? He's thrust on the national stage.
I would imagine he actually is worried, given the fact that Vance is prepared. And again, he's known for being good on the stage and good in debates. So I would imagine that Walz does feel that this is the moment where he has to really show up, given past gaps and past issues where he has been misrepresenting his service or things of that nature. I don't think that it's ever, productive for two veterans to compare service. But I do think he needs to answer a better, for why he misspoke, and just be honest with the American people and then move forward. But to just kind of gloss over and call it a grammar issue is not really the answer you want to be giving. It leads to more questions. And I think that he probably is worried about how that's going to be received if he is just honest. And I think that he just needs to be at this point to be able to move on from it.
And, finally, does it, actually matter? I mean, it's always said by pundits and pollsters that people vote on the top of the ticket and not the secondary. And everyone's going to be watching on Tuesday night to see what happens, to see what gaffes there could be. Does, though, this matchup really matter, considering, or does it matter more, considering the fact there may not be a second presidential debate?
Well, I think what matters here is how Vance performs, and then does Donald Trump want to, do the October 23rd debate on CNN, or does he want to take up Fox News and do the debate, with Brett and Martha as the host? I think that Donald Trump, we know, the former president, he has said before that he doesn't think the vice president pick matters much. But in this scenario, to give Vance the last word, and maybe if it doesn't go as well as he wants it to go, that may decide whether the former president decides to do the debate or not. So I do think it has some weight here. And again, as so many people aren't sure about who to choose between the two choices, or feeling confident in either choice, this could make or break a few people in that middle area that aren't sure yet. And so to give Vance the last word, if it isn't as strong as Trump or his campaign would like, it could be, a deciding factor on a future debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Yeah, all right, Mara, we'll be getting those tacos. It's Taco Tuesday, getting that popcorn and the nachos. We'll hope you're ready. Mara Gillespie,
Absolutely.
good to see you.